Why, hello everyone, I hope you're all doing well. Now this is a beginner's guide to the online platform known as TryHackMe. If you guys are not aware, TryHackMe is kind of like Hack the Box. It's a nice platform that allows you to test your hacking and cybersecurity skills on their platform with machines that you have permission to do so. So it's really great for practicing and trying things out. And with that being said, YouTube, this video is for educational purposes only, and I do hope you guys learned something from this video. So, with that being said, I will assume that you guys do have an account already on TryHackMe.com. If you don't, go ahead and go to TryHackMe.com and go ahead and sign up for a free account. At first, this seems pretty hectic, and it will not look the same for you guys at least. Mainly, if you're brand new, things might be a little bit different. For example, we have the brand new learning path structure here. They just recently updated this. I haven't really dove too much into it, but it is very cool. With that being said, this is the home page. Once you navigate to tryhackme.com, you should be directed here. We can see we have our leagues, and we can see that I've only made 740 points this week, and we'll dive into points a little bit more in a little bit. Looks like they just fixed the skills matrix, and we can see I'm a lot better at red teaming and a little bit better towards malware analysis. Now this is based off of all the stuff that I've done this week, and we can see we have some brand new rooms down here. They also now have their brand new mission control. Once again, we can do some challenges in which I already completed, like earn points and start virtual machines and your streak. And so based off of that, you will get some sort of XP bonus. That's very nice. Now, let's go ahead and we'll look at how to learn and how to use some machines here. So if you literally just click on learn here, we can see they give us a nice free roadmap. Now, not everything on this roadmap here is free. If you look at pre-security here, let's go ahead and we'll look at Linux fundamentals too here. We can see that this one here is paid. However, Linux fundamentals 1 is free. Now on the paths here, the path is similar to the roadmap. However, they just show you what practices and skills you need to master if you want to get better at that skill. So we'll go with the Red Team OPSEC. Alright, and literally just to join, you click on join room, give that just a moment here, and we can go ahead and start learning. This one here seems to be just some basic answers, so if I was ready to continue, I can click on complete, and we can complete it. Then we have other sections here, so these are called tasks, so I can close that one here, and we have task 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way down to 8. Now sometimes some rooms will only have one task, some will have a lot more than 8. And once we complete every single task, for example, if I click complete here, we can see that, my answer was correct. And we can also see that this task is marked completed and it is green. Amazing. And you can also like it and you can save it for later, just if you wanted to. And if you want to reset your progress, you go up to options and reset progress. We also have some walkthroughs. Walkthroughs are great, and especially because you can filter through with the stuff that is free and what's not. So we can see we have 52 available pages, but once I set the subscription to free only, it drops down to 28, which is okay, because that's still a plentiful of content. Now networks here, networks are a little bit more advanced. It's more of a network of machines rather than just one box. And so I will go ahead and show you guys a little bit more about this in a upcoming video, because you can really deep dive into this. With that being said, we'll take a look at the next tab here, practice. And so practicing has some tabletop exercises. We have threat hunting, we have get certified, a SOC simulator, and challenges. I haven't really looked at any of them other than challenges, so we will start with challenges here. Now challenges is great. It's really similar to those walkthroughs, and we can go ahead and find rooms that we can take. We are not going to be covering the threat hunting simulator or the tabletop exercises, because these are very brand new and I'm not too sure what they are myself. With that being said, we can move on to the next here, which is compete. Now we have the weekly leagues, and this is what I was talking about earlier. We can see I'm only at 740 points. So as you complete rooms or walkthroughs or challenges or even King of the Hill, you will earn points. Now for me, I have earned 740 this week since today is a Tuesday. I haven't had much time to play. And once you are in the top 10, you will progress to the next league. So at the moment, there are currently 7 different leagues. When I first started playing, there was only 3. We also have the leaderboards here. Now the leaderboards, these aren't something really too much to worry about. These are just flexing on people. So we can see the all-time leaderboard here has 0 day, Mr. Ryan Montgomery. I'm actually 1,626 place, not the flex. But with that being said, we also have King of the Hill. King of the Hill, you will have to change your profile preferences to intermediate or higher in order for you to play. So we can see right here we have it's called the machine pool, and so these are all the machines that you could possibly get. The majority of these are Linux, which is okay, and the way it works is it will spawn one machine, and you and whoever else is playing will get the IP. With that being said, you guys will perform attacks on this machine and try to secure it and kick out everybody else. And so we can see here how many people played these last machines. So currently 6 people are playing this machine here. Looks like it's the Carnage machine, it's Linux. And looks like one person has been the king the entire time. And same for the other ones here. Now, what's really cool though is while you're trying to hack into it, you have a chance of finding other flags. Maybe finding some other vulnerability or something, and you may actually get a flag. And so you can submit that for extra points. It's like kind of like brownie points. Now, with that said, we're going to check out the final thing before we actually learn to connect to TryHackMe. So we will look at our profile here. I have 21 badges, and so you can get these badges from doing some of these boxes that are made by TryHackMe. And I've completed 216 rooms. So these rooms could be walkthroughs or actual boxes itself. And then we have my daily streak, obviously. Now the box that I want to connect to here, this is the one that I want to play. So we will go ahead, we'll join up our room. Perfect. And we will click on Start Machine. We can see that the icon right here is green, a little green server-like. It's a little bit different than the other one from earlier. And there we go, we now have our machine ready. So in order for us to play, we will need to have some sort of way to connect to their machines here. So they do this by a VPN server. So we will need some way to connect to the machine here. So they give us the IP, which is great. However, we need to connect to their VPN. So if you are on Linux, it should be pretty set. There are other instructions for Mac OS and Windows. However, I will be showing you guys this through my virtual machine here. So we can go up to Access Machines here. You can see it says disconnected. That's alright. It will change if you use an attack box. So an attack box is kind of like a virtual machine, however it runs in your browser. So if you're not able to access a virtual machine, you can go ahead and start up the attack box and do your hacking from there. I'm going to go with the OpenVPN. So we will do that. So let's go ahead and we will set up the OpenVPN here. So let's open up our terminal. Alright, I'm going to run sudo apt install OpenVPN. Go ahead, enter in your password. For me, it's Cali. While that is doing that, we need to go ahead and grab our configuration file. So you can click on this blue link here. We'll open it in a new tab. So once we're here in the new VPN menu here, it says here Access VPN. Alright, we will go down here to Machines. So if this is your first time connecting, go ahead and make sure that your VPN server is set to the region that you want. So for me, I have a lot of issues playing with the US West, so I prefer US East, or I usually play with the EU here. So select the region that's closest to you, and you will click on Regenerate here, and then you can download the configuration file. So we can type sudo, and then open VPN, followed by that file right there. So for me it's alfred.ovpn, and we can see right up here in the corner, we now have an IP in our machine. Some Linux distributions may not have this number, but if you're on Kali or Parrot, it should be up here in the corner. And once that's ready, go ahead, you can just close the terminal here. Those numbers should disappear for a second and come right back. Perfect. So if I open up a terminal here, and what we'll do is we'll type wget, and do 10.10.10.10/whoami. Now we type cat whoami. We can see right here we get ourselves our IP, in which we can verify this is my IP as well. This is the IP that is on the network, so that's the IP that the machine will be seeing us. Now if you do have some sort of issues with your VPN here, you can come to github.com/tryhackme/openvpn-troubleshooting, and we can go ahead and we will grab here the thm-troubleshoot script. We will click on raw here, and we will just copy this link. We'll go back to our machine here, and we can type wget and we can paste in that link once again. So we need to go ahead and change the permissions of this file. So we'll type chmod +x and then thm troubleshoot. Now if we type /thm troubleshoot, it should go ahead and run a little bit of debugging here. So we can see I didn't run that as root, so I'll enter in my root password. Looks like we are connected, and once again it gives us our IP, which is amazing. And there we go. If everything is green, you should be good to go. Now if you do get stuck, you can click on the write-ups tab here. And a lot of these guys here will have write-ups. So we will look at here CryptoZP. Right here on GitHub, they go ahead and explain what the heck they did and how they bypassed it and everything. And what's really cool is they don't show you the answer, but they show you the methods on how to do it. So if you follow along with them, you should be able to complete it. So you guys should go ahead, drop me a follow on TryHackMe if you guys did find this valuable and helpful. So with that being said, thank you guys all for watching, and I hope this helped, and I hope you guys learned something, and I will see you guys all in the next video.